Alright guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to be talking about Emmaus Village in Marthasville, Missouri. That is where we went to in our first 5-day filming trip on our main channel, Geo and Chris, link in description. But Emmaus Village or Emmaus Asylum, pretty much in the middle of the woods, it feels like. Yeah, that location is honestly a cool location to go explore. So when we got there, of course, we got a tour. Pretty much, since it was a brand new location for us, we try to take as much B-roll as possible, different areas, and it's more of exploration, especially like if it's a location that we've never been to. We definitely want to explore it first and just like really just feel and take in the energy of like what it feels like to just step foot inside like a new location that we've never been to. I would say honestly another favorite location of mine, because I think locations that are located like in the middle of the woods or like pretty much in remote areas, I feel like those locations are pretty cool to explore or like stay the night in. Yeah, they can be sketchy, especially driving through foresty roads, dark roads, just trees on both sides, and it looks like you're the only car driving in that area. And of course we've been through that just recently on this 5-day filming trip, but during the day it's definitely different scenery, different vibes, and it's again a cool and amazing experience. But that location has like so much history to it. So for this video, of course, I'm going to insert some sneak peeks of our investigations or during my solo investigation. And of course, that main video group investigation is going to be on our main channel. And the solos investigation for Emmaus Village is going to be later down the road, because of course we filmed 5 different locations during that trip.
Where we are with the admin building. It's not the most scary to investigate, but the basement definitely is.
Sure.
So how the buildings work is you can get to pretty much every location underground.
Oh, nice.
So if it did snow, if it did rain, you could do an event here and you could just never go outside.
Tunnels, pretty much.
Yes.
Underground.
Yeah, so it's pretty creepy. Lobotomies is a thing that comes up a lot. So putting this out there, because we have a lot of people online that like to do their own fake history or accept the truth.
Right.
Lobotomies were being done in asylums in Missouri. That is proven. They were mostly done in state hospitals. This is not a state hospital. We don't know if they were ever done here. There were traveling ice pick lobotomies that were very popular during the 40s. And so that also might have occurred here. But we do not have any definitive proof right now that lobotomies did take place in these buildings, nor do we have the records. Now, Emmaus Home is still open. They're still around. These people are still around. And we're not their biggest fans, but I think one day they'll try to see what we're doing here.
Sure.
So I don't know if they would ever give us access to those files, even though it would be public domain at this point. So, but medical procedures did happen in these buildings. They did. What the limits were, we're still trying to figure out. Like I said, we've only been on the property. My team's been out here since November. I was with another team previous to this, where a lot of stuff kind of fell by the wayside. They cared more about making money and selling tickets, which is fine. That's business. I get it. I'm a huge capitalist. My team is more dedicated to the volunteer work, more to the history and trying to figure everything out.
Restoration. Right.
But this type of stuff is great for your investigation tonight, right? Were surgeries taking place here? Were lobotomies taking place here, right? Those are the questions you want to ask. And so we've set this up as the observation room, which would have been, it later became a pottery studio.
When the owners got here, the current owners, that's apparently what that, looked like. So they go in and they start taking down shelves, and then they realize that it's actually a holding cell. Now, Frankie, what were you going to tell them about solitary confinement and the laws? And
yeah, so Missouri law has, if you have, any type of asylum, sanitarium, psych ward, you had to have confinement cells just for more violent patients. Or if patients got violent, medications could be off, could have caused them to spiral. These are mandatory.
So I pretty much walked over there. That's the building where Chris is at. And then I'm in this building here. Oscar Setz Memorial. Hello? I'm just here to communicate with anybody tonight, or for this small amount of time that we have left. So I mean, feel free to do anything, like If you can make a tap noise, that'd be great. This is a pretty big complex here. And it's actually our first time here in Missouri at a location like this. But yeah, I'm gonna bring out some devices as I only have like 20 minutes for this solo. Whatever noise I hear in the entirety of this building, that it could be Chris, because Chris, like I showed y'all out there, Chris is like literally in the opposite side of a building. And then I'm gonna make my way up these stairs. It's a beautiful building here. But yeah, the reason why I'm here specifically is because, again, if you haven't watched our group investigation here at Emmaus Village, this was a person, Matt Albert, who was stationed here. But I mean, just right here, by looking at this paper, like, unexplainable and recent paranormal experiences indicate that Albert is in communication with the living world today. Albert desires that his cell door remain open at all times. But yeah, like literally, like when Chris and myself were investigating here, we set a music box like right here, and it wasn't going off with the door open, of course. And then as soon as Chris closed the door, the music box would set off. That was kind of strange for some reason. But yeah, I mean, as you guys seen there, I didn't really record much like on my phone for this personal channel, because like I said, I've been I want to try to get to where, you know, I film kind of like my own investigation again with the camera, but it comes down to like time and how much time we have, so that really plays a big role there. But it's definitely going to happen for sure in the future, like these upcoming videos. I'm not really sure if I filmed like with a different camera, of course, because my phone audio is like trash, but I'm still recording so I can make content on this channel. That's why I'm filming like these clips on my phone and talking about my experiences. So we pretty much got to the Emmaus Village around 6 p.m. I believe, or a little bit after, and then we had access to almost everything until the next morning, which is roughly like 11 a.m. I believe. And yeah, and if you guys don't know, we stay up the entire night, so I mean, you could only imagine the amount of sleep that we got, especially during that week that we went to 4 different states and 5 locations. I would say the total amount of sleep for myself was probably like 8 hours in the span of 5 days or something like that. But again, the dedication, like, I think that's the important thing. That's the most motivating thing, is that, you know, we're doing this whether we get views or not, that we're still like, we're focusing and we're trying to pursue this dream and just filming content, and just really like taking you guys through our experiences, through our journey, you know, enjoying the process. I just want to like address that. That way you guys can keep that in mind, is that we spend so much time, whether it's editing these videos, calling in from work to edit videos. I've done that before in the past. Staying up the entire night at these locations, get our money's worth, investigating from when check-in time is at that location until we check out. That's literally how we do it. We don't spend only a couple hours at a location and then move on. We try to do the most we can, if possible, at that location, like staying there. So I guess another set of information as well, like during the videos that you guys just watched, that room, Albert's room, is definitely interesting. That cell. Still thinking about how, like, when we set a music box in there and then Chris shut the door, it would go off, and then when we open the door, it wouldn't go off. So it's like, I don't know, that tells us that something intelligent can definitely reside there. So much different activity in different areas that we covered there. And again, when that video releases on our main channel, definitely watch it and see how it all comes together. There's only so much that I could think about right now as I'm recording this and talking about my experience there. But like I said, I'm gonna try my best to, like, when we go to these locations, film a short investigation and then upload it on this channel. And of course, we're gonna film the other video for our other main channel. But I mean also, like I said in the past, these locations that we've been to, I'm gonna, whether that's me talking about that location in the car, just giving you guys a brief little rundown of what went through, or what happened throughout that day or that time before we investigated that place. You know, sometimes I'll be like how I did with Edinburgh. That's another behind the scenes type of video before we investigated or before we started investigating. And then there's going to be other videos where, you know, I'm at that location recording at the moment for this channel, releasing a video like that. And of course, showing you a little bit of clips, sneak peeks of what happened during that time. I'm still learning and growing from filming these videos. I think that's another important aspect or another important factor in doing content creation, is just how much you can grow as a person in filming content, and it's definitely a cool thing to like take into consideration. But yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, please help me by giving it a like. At least give it a like. Shouldn't take too long. Like by this time you could have already given a like. But yeah, subscribe so I can keep having that motivation to post on here, and just overall just continue to grow on this channel. I've been thinking about like posting more content, whether that's like YouTube shorts, or here shortly soon I'm thinking about doing like focusing more on my TikTok right there. As you guys could see, Geo Emrios, all the links in the description. So we're gonna see how that goes. I know TikTok is a good way to really boost your audience and boost a following, but of course I'm gonna keep posting on YouTube, like video long form. But yeah, other than that, there was just so much ground to cover that day as well. Like on top of what buildings there were like 3 other buildings that we didn't go to. I believe 2 or 3 of those were like abandoned buildings, so we didn't go to those. And then at the very top of like a hill or something, there's like a church that we could have gone to, but we definitely had to drive up there because it would have been just a long walk. But I mean, don't get me wrong, like walking up there would be definitely possible. It would just take time, like from what we're trying to put out for our main channel, I guess you could say. But that's definitely a location, of course, we're going to return to, not only Chris and myself, but definitely with other people for sure. Because again, it's just so much ground there to cover, so much areas that you could walk into, explore. And again, this location, like right behind these buildings, is just like a mile of stretch of woods. And that's definitely why I personally like enjoy going to these locations, like the scenery, if that makes sense, and just capturing videos or pictures of these places that we go to. And yeah, definitely leave a like. It'll help out a lot. It'll help YouTube know that you like this video, and it could possibly push out this video to different audiences, and that'll be very, very much appreciated. We will see you guys in the next video.